The Starship Odyssey glided silently through the black expanse of space, its silver hull reflecting the distant lights of faraway stars. Humans had only recently begun exploring this sector of the galaxy, and every planet held mysteries that could either advance their knowledge or endanger their lives. Captain Elias Trent, a seasoned human explorer, sat in the command chair, his eyes scanning the holographic map before him. "This planet is uncharted," he said, voice steady but curious. "Sensors show life forms, but nothing like we've ever cataloged. Prepare a landing team. I want us to study them carefully." The crew moved with precision. Humans had learned the hard way that curiosity could be dangerous in space. Their training emphasized careful observation, problem-solving, and the ability to remain calm under pressure. Today, that training would be tested. As the shuttle descended through the thick orange clouds of the planet's atmosphere, Elias watched the ground approach. The landscape was alien and breathtaking. Forests with trees that shimmered faintly, rivers that glowed in soft neon, and mountains that seemed to stretch higher than any human had ever imagined. Yet amid the beauty, there was a tension in the air, a subtle hum that humans' sensitive instruments detected but could not identify. "Landing site clear," Lieutenant Mira Singh reported, her fingers flying across the console. "But sensors detect movement. Something is watching us." Elias narrowed his eyes. "Stay alert. We don't know what we're dealing with yet." The shuttle touched down with a gentle thud. The hatch opened and the team stepped out onto the alien soil. Their boots sank slightly into the strange, soft ground. Colors shifted with every step, and a breeze carried scents that were both sweet and metallic. "Look at this," Dr. Theo Ramos, the ship's biologist, whispered. "These creatures, they're unlike anything we've studied. Their DNA signature is completely different. This is unprecedented." Before they could investigate further, the team heard movement from the shadows of the glowing trees. Figures emerged, tall and elegant, their forms slender but athletic. Their skin shimmered faintly, reflecting the light and hues of violet and silver. Their eyes, large and intelligent, studied the humans with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Among them, one figure stood apart, a being of extraordinary grace and presence. Their gaze met Elias's, and he felt a strange pull, an unspoken communication that needed no words. "Everyone, stay calm," Elias ordered quietly. "We mean no harm." The alien being stepped forward, moving with effortless fluidity. "You are humans," they said, their voice melodic, almost musical, yet perfectly understandable through the universal translator. "Why have you come to this world?" Elias chose his words carefully. "We explore, we learn, and we seek understanding. We are not here to fight, only to study and communicate." The alien regarded him for a long moment. "Curiosity is dangerous," they said softly, "especially in times of war." Elias glanced at his team. The readings showed signs of conflict, energy traces, damaged structures in the forest, and subtle disturbances in the wildlife. Something had brought these intelligent beings to the brink of collapse, and humans had arrived at a pivotal moment. Suddenly, a distant roar shook the forest. The ground trembled as enormous shapes moved through the trees, creatures with scales, claws, and glowing eyes hunting with precision. The aliens scattered, but the figure of extraordinary presence remained, stepping protectively in front of the humans. "They seek to destroy," the being said urgently. "You must leave or you will be caught in their war." Elias shook his head. "We can't just leave. We can help you, but we need to understand what's happening first." The alien hesitated, their expression conflicted. Then, without warning, a bolt of energy streaked from the forest, narrowly missing the humans. Elias reacted instinctively, raising a protective shield around the team. The air crackled with tension as alien beasts advanced, their snarls echoing across the glowing landscape. "Retreat! Get to the shuttle!" Elias shouted, but the alien being intervened. With a sudden display of skill, they moved faster than the human eye could follow, redirecting the energy attacks and protecting the humans. Elias watched in awe as the alien fought, realizing that this being was not only intelligent but powerful beyond what humans had imagined. The battle was brief but intense. The humans' advanced technology combined with the aliens' agility and strategy allowed them to survive. When the last of the creatures vanished into the forest, the alien turned to Elias. Their eyes held something unexpected: respect, fear, and a quiet plea. "You humans, you are different," they said. "You are not like the others I have seen. Your courage, it is unusual." Elias nodded slowly. We have learned that survival requires more than strength. We need intelligence, cooperation, and courage. You have shown all of those. For a moment, the alien's expression softened. Then, as if recognizing the limits of trust, they stepped back. I cannot remain here. My people are scattered. My home is unsafe. If I stay with you, I risk both your safety and mine. Before Elias could respond, another signal reached his instruments. Reinforcements from a hostile faction were approaching. We don't have time, he said, urgency creeping into his voice. We must leave now or risk being overwhelmed. The alien's large eyes met his. I will come with you, they said finally, their voice steady. But understand this, I do not submit easily. I am strong and I have survived because of my strength and mind. Do not mistake my presence for obedience. Elias extended a hand cautiously. We don't ask for obedience. We ask for partnership. Together we can survive and learn from each other. The alien hesitated, then placed a slender hand in his. The contact was electric, not in a harmful way, but in a sense that human and alien understanding had begun. In that moment, a fragile bond was formed, one built on mutual respect and the shared desire to survive. As the shuttle lifted off, leaving the glowing forest behind, Elias watched the alien's figure through the window. There was grace in their movements, intelligence in their eyes, and a quiet power that made humans feel both humbled and inspired. Name? Elias asked, curiosity piqued. The alien tilted their head as if considering how much to reveal. Call me Leora, they said. It is all you need for now. The journey back to the Odyssey was tense. Sensors detected other factions approaching, and the humans' and Leora's combined skills would be tested repeatedly. For now, though, the immediate danger had passed. In the quiet moments aboard the shuttle, Leora observed the humans closely. You are resilient, they said. Not many species would have survived my world's dangers. Your courage is remarkable, Elias smiled faintly, and yet I suspect we have much to learn from you as well. Leora's eyes sparkled with a hint of something almost like amusement. Perhaps. But do not forget this. Survival is not just about learning. It is about adaptation, strength, and the will to endure. You humans, you have potential. That potential may yet astonish even me. The shuttle approached the Odyssey, docking smoothly. The humans were ready to bring Leora aboard as both a guest and a guide, but they knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, filled with challenges, mysteries, and dangers, and now, with Leora, they had an ally unlike any they had ever encountered. As the hatch opened and Leora stepped onto the Odyssey, Elias felt a strange sense of destiny. The human race was small in the cosmic scale, but moments like this, where courage, intelligence, and compassion intersected, were what made humans extraordinary. Leora's presence was a reminder that the galaxy was full of unknowns, and that humans, despite their relative youth among the stars, were capable of remarkable things. The first part of their story had ended, but the journey ahead promised trials, discoveries, and encounters that would test both humans and aliens alike. Elias knew one thing with certainty. Whatever awaited them, humans would face it with courage and perhaps with a touch of brilliance that no other species could match. And Leora would be watching, learning, and perhaps teaching humans that the galaxy was full of wonders for those brave enough to reach for them. The Odyssey hummed softly as it cruised through the quiet reaches of space. Despite the calm exterior, tension filled the ship. The crew had never before hosted an alien of such intelligence and power. Leora, as the being introduced herself, moved gracefully through the corridors, her every step calm and deliberate. Humans watched her closely, intrigued but cautious. Captain Elias Trent sat in the command room with his senior officers, debating their next move. The galaxy was vast and unpredictable. Their encounter with Leora had shown them that alien life was both fascinating and dangerous. But it also showed them something more. Humans had qualities that other species sometimes lacked: courage, resourcefulness, and a willingness to cooperate even in the face of danger. Captain, Lieutenant Mira Singh began, her eyes fixed on the star map projected before them. Our sensors show multiple signals from that planet. Other factions are approaching, likely the same ones that attacked Leora's home. They'll be here within hours. Elias rubbed his temples. We can't engage directly. Our team is small, and their forces seem highly organized and aggressive. But we can't just leave Leora behind. She's different. She may be key to understanding what we're facing. Dr. Theo Ramos, the ship's biologist, spoke up, excitement in his voice. Not only that, Captain. Leora's species has knowledge we could never achieve alone. Their understanding of survival, strategy, and even biology is far beyond human capability. She could teach us to strengthen our defenses, maybe even help us save other worlds. Elias nodded slowly. All right. We keep her safe. But make no mistake, trust must be earned and we proceed cautiously. This isn't just about exploration anymore. It's about survival. Meanwhile, Leora observed the humans with her sharp violet eyes. She was intelligent, cautious, and aware that humans were unpredictable. But she had seen enough to know that Elias and his team were unlike the species she had fought against all her life. Humans were different. They were clever, brave, and willing to face dangers that others would flee from. That night, as the crew rested in shifts, Elias invited Leora to the observation deck. The stars stretched endlessly in every direction, a reminder of the vastness of the universe. You humans are fascinating, Leora said softly, her voice almost musical. You face dangers without fully knowing them. Most species I have encountered act only when threatened or desperate. But you take risks because of curiosity, because you wish to understand. Elias studied her face, intrigued. We have no choice but to adapt. Survival depends on intelligence, courage, and cooperation. It is not enough to be strong. You must be willing to think, learn, and change. Leora tilted her head, a gesture that was both thoughtful and curious. Adaptation, yes. That is why my species survives. But you humans, you have something different. Not just survival instincts, but ingenuity. That spark may allow you to rise above others in the galaxy. Before Elias could respond, alarms sounded throughout the ship. Multiple unidentified vessels approaching, shouted the communications officer. They are warships, armed and scanning for our signature. Elias's hand went to the control panel. Everyone to battle stations. Leora, we may need your help. Can you assist in defense? Leora's eyes gleamed. I will do more than assist. I will show you how to survive this fight. The Odyssey maneuvered into a defensive position. The approaching alien ships were sleek, armed with energy weapons and shields. Humans had some experience with such technology, but nothing like this. Leora guided Elias and his officers, pointing out weak points in the enemy formation and suggesting strategies that no human could have predicted. When the first energy bolt struck, the Odyssey shook violently. Crew members struggled to maintain control, but Leora's calm presence was reassuring. She moved among them, adjusting systems with precision and guiding humans to act quickly and effectively. The battle was fierce. Human ingenuity, combined with Leora's advanced understanding, allowed them to survive wave after wave of attacks. She taught them to anticipate movements, to use the environment to their advantage, and to strike at vulnerabilities in ways the enemy never expected. During a brief pause in the fighting, Elias called out to her. Why are you helping us? You could leave us to fend for ourselves. You don't owe us anything. Leora's violet eyes met his. I survive because I choose my allies carefully. You humans, you are worthy. I have seen many species, but few are as capable and courageous as you. If you fall, the galaxy loses more than just you. It loses potential. And potential is worth protecting. The humans listened carefully, absorbing her words. For the first time, they felt the weight of the larger universe. Their actions mattered, not just for themselves, but for the balance of life in countless worlds. As the battle resumed, Leora moved with precision, her agility and skill unmatched. Humans adapted to her guidance, combining their weapons with her strategies. Slowly, the enemy ships began to retreat. Victory was not total, but survival had been achieved. After the last enemy ship vanished into space, the crew breathed a collective sigh of relief. Damage was significant, but no lives were lost. A remarkable feat considering the odds. Dr. Ramos approached Leora cautiously. Your species. It's incredible. You can think, act, and anticipate in ways we've never seen. Teach us. Help us become better, stronger, smarter. Leora considered this, then nodded. I will, but understand this. Learning requires effort. You must be willing to change, to adapt. Humans are capable, yes, but many of you are limited by fear, pride, or impatience. I will help, but only if you are willing to listen and act. Over the next few days, humans and Leora began a careful partnership. They studied alien technology, learned new strategies, and shared knowledge in ways neither species had done before. Leora introduced methods of survival, from advanced shield techniques to tactics that use the environment to their advantage. Humans in turn taught her about ingenuity, teamwork, and the ability to think creatively under pressure. One evening, as the sun, or rather, the planet's twin suns, set beyond the horizon of their previous landing site, Elias and Leora stood on the observation deck once more. The sky was alive with color, a mixture of violet and gold. "You have potential beyond what I expected," Leora said quietly. "Humans, you may be young, but you are remarkable. I can see why you survive even when the odds are against you." Elias smiled. "And I can see why your species has endured so long. Intelligence, adaptability, and courage. We have much to learn from each other." A soft alarm interrupted the moment. Sensors detected movement on the planet below, signs of the same hostile factions that had attacked earlier. Elias turned to Leora. "Looks like our struggle isn't over, but I have a feeling, with you we might just survive." Leora's eyes gleamed with determination. "We will survive. And not just survive, we will show others that strength is not only physical, it is intelligence, cooperation, and the will to endure. Your species, humans, may yet surprise the galaxy." The days that followed were filled with preparation, training, and careful observation. Humans learned quickly under Leora's guidance, and she, in turn, began to understand the human spirit. Unlike many species she had known, humans were persistent, adaptable, and courageous. They didn't give up easily, even when faced with overwhelming odds. One morning, Dr. Ramos approached Elias, excitement in his eyes. "Captain, I've been analyzing Leora's techniques. If we combine our weapons with her strategies, we could defend entire systems against even larger fleets. This is revolutionary." Elias nodded. "Then we don't just survive. We prepare. The galaxy is full of dangers, but also opportunities. And with allies like Leora, humans may finally take their place among the stars as a species worth noticing." Leora, observing the humans' progress, allowed herself a small smile. She had seen many species in her life, but few had the spark that humans did. They were unpredictable, courageous, and capable of growth beyond what she had imagined. For the first time, she felt hope, not just for survival, but for a future where humans could rise to extraordinary heights. The struggle had begun, but so had the bond. Together, human and alien would face the galaxy's challenges. And though danger lurked in every corner, one truth remained clear. When humans and Leora worked together, survival was not just possible, it was inevitable. The Odyssey had moved to a quieter sector of space, giving the crew a chance to recover and study what they had learned from Leora. Though the immediate threat had been repelled, the galaxy was vast and danger could appear at any moment. Still, the humans felt a renewed confidence. Leora's presence had changed everything. She was no ordinary alien. She was intelligent, resourceful, and capable of teaching humans lessons they could never learn alone. Captain Elias Trent sat in the observation room staring at the stars. Leora hovered nearby, her violet eyes reflecting the light of distant suns. For the first time she appeared relaxed, not alert, not defensive, but curious in her own way. "You humans, you continue to surprise me," she said quietly. "Your creativity is unusual. Most species would have panicked or relied only on strength. You learn and adapt quickly." Elias smiled faintly. "That's what we do. We survive and we learn from those who can teach us. You've already shown us more than we could have imagined. We owe you much." Leora tilted her head. "It is not about owing. It is about potential. Your species has a spark, one that can grow stronger. But growth requires understanding, of yourself and of the universe." The human crew gathered in the training and research bay, ready to begin a new stage of collaboration. Leora had offered to teach them advanced tactics, technology, and survival methods that her species had mastered over millennia. The humans, in turn, shared ideas from their engineering, science, and leadership experiences. For the first time, the gap between species began to narrow. Dr. Theo Ramos examined a complex device that Leora had brought from her home world. "This is incredible," he murmured. "It's energy manipulation at a level we can barely comprehend. If we understand it fully, our technology could improve dramatically." Leora observed him carefully. "Understanding is only the first step. Application is where your species often struggles. You have courage, yes, but sometimes you act without patience. Learning to combine knowledge with careful planning. That is the real test. The humans listened closely. Every lesson, every demonstration, taught them more about the universe and about themselves. They realized that survival was not just about weapons or shields. It was about intelligence, strategy, adaptability, and courage. Over the next several days, Leora worked closely with Lieutenant Mira Singh, teaching her advanced defense techniques. Mira was quick to learn, combining her human ingenuity with Leora's guidance. Together, they created new defensive formations and strategies that could protect even the largest human fleets. Meanwhile, Captain Elias and Dr. Ramos studied Leora's biological knowledge. She explained how her species had survived countless cosmic disasters through adaptability, resilience, and careful planning. Humans were fascinated. Many of the techniques could be applied to human technology, agriculture, and medicine, fields where adaptation and survival were equally critical. One evening, as the twin suns of a nearby system set, Elias and Leora found themselves alone on the observation deck. The sky blazed in shades of gold and violet, a reminder of the beauty and danger of the universe. "You understand humans," Elias said. "Better than most species I've encountered." "Why?" Leora's eyes seemed to study him, not just his face, but something deeper. "Because I see courage, intelligence, and determination, qualities that are rare even among the most advanced species. Humans do not rely solely on strength. You learn, adapt, and face challenges with creativity." "That is worth noticing," Elias nodded. "We have much to learn, yes, but I suspect we also have something unique to offer, something that even your species can benefit from." Leora's expression softened slightly. "Perhaps. You have potential, greater than even you realize. That is why I remain with you, not as a guide only, but as an observer of growth. Humans may yet astonish the galaxy." The next day, sensors detected a small distress signal from a nearby planet. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but Leora recognized it immediately. "It is a settlement of my species," she said urgently. "They are under attack. If we delay, they may be lost." Elias made a quick decision. "Prepare the shuttle. We go to assist them. Leora, you lead. We follow." The journey to the planet was tense. Humans and Leora worked seamlessly, combining their strengths. Leora guided the shuttle through treacherous atmospheric conditions, teaching the crew to anticipate environmental hazards that human instruments could not detect alone. When they arrived, the scene was chaotic. The settlement had been partially destroyed. Alien forces armed with energy weapons patrolled the area. Survivors hid among the debris, desperate and frightened. "Stay calm," Leora instructed. "We will approach carefully. Observation first. Attack only if necessary." Elias and his team followed her advice. They observed the enemy, noting patterns, strengths, and weaknesses. Then, with Leora's guidance, they executed a plan that combined human tactics with alien strategy. Humans created diversions and traps while Leora neutralized threats with precision, protecting the survivors. The battle was brief but effective. Humans realized how much they had learned from Leora, and Leora recognized the humans' courage and quick thinking. Together, they saved the settlement without unnecessary violence, a feat that earned the gratitude of the survivors. After the immediate danger had passed, Elias spoke with Leora privately. "You said earlier that humans have potential. Today I think we proved it. We can adapt, learn, and act when it matters most." Leora nodded. "Yes, but remember this. Potential is not enough. It must be nurtured, honed, and guided. Humans have the spark, but the galaxy is vast and dangerous. There will be challenges far greater than this. You must continue to grow." Over the following weeks, humans and Leora continued to work closely. Humans learned advanced techniques in defense, strategy, and survival. Leora, in turn, began to appreciate human creativity and innovation. She saw that humans could combine knowledge from many different areas, a trait her species often lacked. Dr. Ramos noted, "We've learned more in the past month with Leora than in decades of solitary exploration. Her insights, they are transformative. We can think in ways we never imagined." Leora's response was calm but firm. "Knowledge without action is meaningless. You must apply what you learn. That is the true measure of strength." Elias observed all of this and felt a deep sense of pride. Humans had always been underestimated by other species, but here, in partnership with Leora, They were demonstrating qualities that could change the galaxy's perception of them. Courage, intelligence, adaptability, and cooperation, they were more than survival traits. They were defining characteristics of a species capable of greatness. One evening, as the crew gathered for a brief respite, Leora spoke to the group. "Your species has shown remarkable progress. You are clever, courageous, and capable of learning. But remember, growth is continuous. Every challenge you face, every decision you make shapes your future. Do not be complacent. The galaxy will test you again." The humans nodded, absorbing her words. For the first time, they truly understood that survival was not just about weapons or strength. It was about intelligence, adaptability, courage, and the willingness to learn from others, even from those very different from themselves. In quiet moments, Elias reflected on how far his team had come. They were no longer just explorers. They were learners, warriors, and thinkers growing under the guidance of an alien who had once seemed untouchable. And Leora, once a stranger, had become a teacher, an ally, and a symbol of the potential that humans carried within themselves. The understanding between species had deepened. Humans had learned from Leora, and she had learned from humans. This mutual respect, forged in moments of danger and discovery, would become the foundation for the next phase of their journey, a journey that would take them to the edge of the galaxy, where challenges even greater than these awaited. And as the twin suns set once more on the distant horizon, Elias realized something important. Humans were not just surviving in this galaxy. They were growing, evolving, and proving that even in a vast universe filled with powerful species, their unique qualities could shine brightly. Leora watched him with her usual calm intensity. The galaxy is far from safe, but with courage, intelligence, and cooperation, humans, you may yet achieve something remarkable, something even I did not expect. Elias met her gaze. Then we will keep learning. We will keep growing. And when the next challenge comes, we will face it together. For the first time, the humans and Leora felt a deep connection, not only as allies, but as a team capable of shaping their own destiny. The struggle had brought understanding, and understanding had opened the door to potential that could change the course of human history and the fate of countless worlds. The calm that had settled over the Odyssey was deceptive. Sensors detected an enormous energy surge in a distant sector of space. Leora's eyes widened as she studied the readings. "This is no ordinary phenomenon," she said, her voice steady but urgent. "Something powerful approaches, a rogue entity capable of destroying entire worlds. We must prepare." Captain Elias Trent stood at the command console, tension tight in his jaw. "How big is this threat?" Leora shook her head. "Larger than anything I have faced in decades. Its energy can overwhelm ships and shields alike. Its tactics are unpredictable. It will test every skill you have learned, and more." The crew immediately moved to battle stations, their previous experiences guiding their actions. Humans had grown stronger under Leora's guidance, learning to combine strategy, agility, and technology in ways they never thought possible. Still, the challenge ahead was unlike anything they had faced. Over the next several days, the Odyssey approached the coordinates of the anomaly. Leora trained the crew continuously, running simulations and drills. Humans learned to anticipate movements, respond quickly under pressure, and coordinate in perfect synchronization. It was grueling, but each day they became sharper, more confident. Lieutenant Mira Singh approached Leora during one exercise. "Do you think we can actually survive this?" she asked, concern in her voice. Leora regarded her with calm intensity. "Survival is not certain, but preparation increases your chances. Courage, intelligence, and cooperation are your strongest weapons. Humans have these, but you must use them wisely." Finally, the entity revealed itself. A massive, shape-shifting vessel moved through space, its surface glowing with energy that seemed almost alive. The Odyssey trembled as it approached. Elias drew a deep breath. "All units report. We move as one. Remember what we've learned. We survive together or not at all." The battle began. The rogue entity unleashed waves of energy, forcing the humans and Leora to react instantly. Leora guided them expertly, pointing out weak points in the enemy's attacks, predicting movements that no human mind could anticipate alone. Dr. Theo Ramos observed the energy patterns. "Its attacks? They're almost like a living organism. It adapts instantly to our maneuvers. We need something more than shields and weapons. We need strategy combined with speed and intelligence. Leora's eyes glimmered. Exactly. Humans, now is the moment to use everything you have learned. Work as one. Trust each other. Anticipate, adapt, and strike decisively. The humans executed her plan flawlessly. While Leora disabled the entity's external defenses with precise energy manipulation, humans coordinated their ship systems to exploit weaknesses. Together they created a synergy neither species could achieve alone. Hours passed in tense action. The rogue entity changed tactics constantly, testing the humans' resolve. Crew members moved with precision, responding to signals, predicting movements, and adjusting strategies instantly. Mira led one defensive maneuver, Elias coordinated overall, and Dr. Ramos handled energy distribution, all under Leora's guidance. At a critical moment, the entity targeted the Odyssey's engines, threatening to trap them in a collapsing gravity field. Elias froze, but Leora's voice cut through his fear. Now, Captain, trust your crew. Trust yourselves. Move as one. Elias shouted commands and humans executed them perfectly. The Odyssey twisted and shifted, narrowly escaping the crushing field. Leora guided energy redirection, neutralizing the entity's attack before it could recover. After hours of continuous engagement, the rogue entity's energy began to weaken. Humans and Leora pressed their advantage, combining strategies to disrupt its core systems. Finally, with a final coordinated strike, the entity dissolved into harmless energy, drifting silently into space. The Odyssey crew collapsed into their chairs, exhausted but victorious. Humans had survived a test that could have ended their lives and had done so through courage, intelligence, and cooperation. Leora looked at them with a rare smile. You have proven yourselves. Your species is capable of more than I imagined. Strength is not just physical. It is intelligence, courage, and unity. Today humans showed all of these in abundance. Elias nodded, his chest still heaving. We couldn't have done it without you, Leora. You taught us more than strategy. You taught us to trust ourselves, to believe in our potential. Leora's eyes softened. You do not need me to survive forever. Today you proved that your species can face challenges far beyond your size or strength. But remember this. The galaxy is vast and many trials remain. Never stop learning. Never stop growing. The crew spent the following days repairing the ship, analyzing the rogue entity's remnants, and consolidating lessons learned. They had faced a threat unlike any other and had emerged stronger, more capable and more united than ever before. Leora observed quietly, noting how humans adapted, reflected, and improved. You have potential to astonish even the most advanced species, she said to herself. If you continue to grow, your future is limitless. The battle had been a test of skill, courage, and unity, and humans had passed with distinction. The galaxy would continue to challenge them, but now they were ready for greater trials. The Odyssey returned to a quieter sector, giving humans and Leora time to reflect on their recent trials. The rogue entity's defeat had strengthened their confidence, but it also made them aware of the scale of challenges that lay ahead. Elias walked through the corridors, observing his crew. They were no longer just explorers, they were learners, warriors, and thinkers. Each member had grown through training and real experience, guided by Leora's knowledge. The bond between human and alien had deepened, built on trust, respect, and shared trials. Leora watched from the observation deck, her eyes scanning the stars. Humans, she said softly, you have changed since we first met. You have learned, adapted, and proven your courage. I see a future where your species may lead, not through domination, but through strength of mind, heart, and spirit. Elias joined her, looking out at the endless expanse. We have much to learn still, but we also have hope, and that hope will carry us forward. The galaxy is full of challenges, but we are ready to face them. In the following weeks, humans and Leora worked to strengthen alliances with other species. The lessons learned in battle and training allowed humans to negotiate, mediate, and offer solutions that other species respected. Leora's presence lent credibility, but it was the humans' courage and ingenuity that earned admiration. Dr. Ramos continued to study alien technology and biology, integrating Leora's methods into human science. New energy systems, defensive technologies, and survival strategies began to take shape. demonstrating the potential of collaboration. Humans were learning faster than any other species had predicted. Mira Singh led a group to explore a nearby uncharted planet. Leora accompanied them, guiding and teaching but allowing humans to make independent decisions. The humans successfully navigated the planet's hazards, proving that they were no longer entirely dependent on alien guidance. They had grown stronger. One evening, after a long day of exploration, Elias and Leora discussed the future. "You've said humans have potential," Elias said. "But potential requires cultivation. How do we ensure we keep growing, even after challenges pass?" Leora's violet eyes gleamed. "By remembering what you have learned, courage, intelligence, and cooperation must remain your guides. Never underestimate the value of learning from others and never forget your own strengths. Humans, you are capable of shaping your own destiny if you continue to grow together." As time passed, humans and Leora became a symbol of interstellar cooperation. Stories spread across galaxies about the human crew who survived impossible odds, guided by a brilliant alien ally. Leora's species began to see humans not as a minor species, but as one capable of growth, creativity, and leadership. The final test came not from battle but from opportunity. Humans were invited to join a council of advanced species, a body responsible for coordinating interstellar safety and development. This was unthinkable just months ago. Leora smiled, knowing that humans had earned their place through courage, intelligence, and ethical action. Elias addressed the council, his voice calm and confident. "Humans may be young among the stars, but we have learned the value of intelligence, courage, and cooperation. We have survived, adapted, and grown. We offer these qualities not for conquest, but for partnership. Together we can face the challenges of the galaxy." The council listened, impressed by the humans' achievements. Leora stood beside Elias, proud of the species she had come to respect deeply. Humans had proven themselves, not through dominance, but through growth, unity, and bravery. And in a quiet moment, as the twin suns set on a distant horizon, Leora spoke to Elias privately. "Your species has exceeded all expectations. You have shown that potential, when combined with courage and intelligence, can surpass the greatest challenges. The galaxy will remember this. Humans, you have a future beyond what you even imagine." Elias nodded, gazing at the stars. "We will continue to learn, to grow, and to face the future together. The galaxy is vast, but humanity is ready. And with allies like you, Leora, there is nothing we cannot achieve." The Odyssey sailed forward into the unknown, carrying humans and Leora toward new adventures, new challenges, and new opportunities. The galaxy was vast and filled with dangers, but it was also full